Hello, and welcome to Harvender Gaming. My name is Warrior, and this is episode 4 of Let's Play the Banner Saga. In the last episode, we had just fled Skogga on our way to Frostvellr. We picked up a couple of heroes and a couple of villagers from a village we just passed. Unfortunately, we had to kill some people in order to do that. But anyway, yeah, it might be possible that Rook is being elected the chieftain. So we're just going to find out about that now. So yeah, let's get into it. Here we go. Let's talk to Oddleaf. How are you doing, Odd? I'm alright. Oh, but I realised after I handed you the banner I probably gave the wrong impression. My husband's still in and out of consciousness. It doesn't look good. It's harder than I thought it would be, just not knowing. People tell me I'm a strong woman. It's funny, my father named me Oddleaf before I was even born. He wanted a boy so badly. Strong woman. What does that even mean? I've never cared for that expression. It means you're going to be okay. People look up to you. People look up to you. Don't take this the wrong way, but I don't want to be known for handling my feelings. If I feel nothing about my husband dying, people think I'm strong. If I cry because my insides feel like they're on fire, I'm weak. Why does that feel so backwards? I'm sorry, Rook. It's been hard. You're not sure what to say. In the many years you've known the chieftain's wife, this is probably the most you've ever talked. You asked me to come find you? It's about the banner. I've thought about it a long time. He asked me to give it to you, you know, if something happened. Why me? Your family, you should carry it. What would you have done? Let's ask, what would you have done? That's what I've been thinking about so much. It should be mine. I could carry it, but I thought about why he named you. I get it. They won't follow a woman. Families would leave. Our banner would be divided. I think they would follow you. I would vouch for you. You're probably right. Let's go. I would vouch for you. Come on, Rook. This isn't the time for pretend. It's not just about our small town. What happens the first time we need something from another clan? How will that go? And the first time someone thinks they can take advantage of us? I think this is what has to happen. Maybe this is what it means to be a strong woman. I'll do my best. I rely on you. Or maybe this is what it means to be a strong woman. She looks sideways, eventually giving over a timid smile. I'm not sure if that's the dumbest thing I've heard or the sweetest. Neither am I. Listen, I know I dragged this out. The truth is, my husband and I could never have a child. I don't want our banner to end here. It'll be safe with you and Alette. I know you're going to take care of her. She puts her hand on your shoulder as she heads back to the camp. Yeah. That's a cool little bit of storytelling. Yeah, okay, so I suppose there's nothing else to do. Like, our heroes are healed up, we've got great morale, we've got supplies. I think we just get going. Right, back to it. At a small split in the trail, a few fighters stopped to speak with you, each carrying a single pack. We recognise this place, one man says. Spent several years here with some kin. If they're still around, we have to warn them of what's coming. We'll find you again in less than a week. Wish the fighters well. Set them off with extra supplies. Remind everyone that they're free to do as they please. You think you'll survive out there on your own. Tell them they're needed here. You know what? Let's send them off with some extra supplies. We're being nice at the moment. Let's set them off. See them off with some extra supplies. If that's all you're taking, you may never make it, you say, grabbing a few items from a supply wagon. You strap the additional provisions to their backs. Search for family instead of food, you say with a smile. The men clasp wrists with you before departing. Only 8 fighters and 3 supplies, so that's good, but we get 10 renown, so that's going to do us better, I think. Complaints of Frostvellr's excessive drinking have resurfaced. This time the man stumbled over some tent ropes, pulled the snagged canvas through a campfire, nearly setting a supply wagon aflame. Clansmen put out the fire on both the wagon and Frostvellr's leg before leading him to you. Punish him physically, ban him from camping near the others in the future. This man drinks nothing but water from now on. Alright, we're gonna ban him from drinking, and if it fucking comes up again, then we're gonna fucking do something a little bit more harsh. Frostvellr groggily agrees, slurring his way through promises to quit being such a nuisance. Many of the onlookers snort or roll their eyes, but go back to their business. Somehow you doubt it'll be long before Frostvellr manages to find another drink, whether you allow it or not. Well, if he fucks up a third time, that's it. He's out. Here we go. Dredge! Shouts a man from the back of the caravan. It's Frostvellr, the unabashed drunk, staggering towards you, looking not entirely sober. He screams again, pointing to the trees in the distance. Fear races through the caravan as fighters pull their weapons. Scouts return with no sightings, and furious men surround Frostvellr. Banish the drunkard, let your clansmen deliver justice, ready yourself against Dredge just in case. You know what? Let the clansmen deliver justice. A swift and brutal beating befalls Frostvellr, one that leaves him begging for mercy. The next time he is offered mead, the man shies away in fear. As for the rest of the caravan, everyone seems pretty satisfied. There you go, you could have avoided a beating, mate, but if that's what's going to stop you, then that's what's going to stop you.
Once a strong, thriving city, the walls of Frostvellr now just keep the howling winds at bay. With luck, they'll hold out against Dredge as well.
Here we go. Cool. Some savage looking ice. You jostle through fallow crowds of sunken faces who appear as though they've been freezing in front of Frostvellr for days. The gates are closed. You come to a stop at the bottom of the hill. This is not looking good. Why are there so many people in the fields? We can't stay outside in the open like this. Oddleif finds you amongst the many refugees. Rook, I just talked to some of the women here. Nobody is being let into the city. Why? It's overrun with Varl from Blotzbalka, Greyhorn, people from Bitra, all the nearby villages. The Dredge are everywhere. And the chieftain of Frostvellr has locked himself in his great hall. That's when they close the gates. When the Dredge come, these hills will turn red. We have to get in there. We're getting in the wall somehow. I want to know more about what's going on in there. Let's lay low for now and see what happens. Where else could we go? I don't know what to do. Well, I don't know what to do doesn't sound very good. We're getting in the wall somehow. I don't think there's anywhere else close on the map. So let's say I want to know more about what's going on in there. I see a lot of people gathered around the rest houses and gates. We could find out what they know. How will we get in anyway? They closed the gate. I can get that gate open. Let's see if there's any other way before we start breaking down gates. I wasn't going to break it, just push really hard. Yeah. Alright, so let's see where this goes. Alright, so we've got rest houses, heroes, market. I don't think anything's happened with our heroes. Let's go to the market first. Total available. We've got plenty around. 1 renown gets 3. So let's spend all 7 and get 21 supplies. What do we got here? We got a level 2 and a level 3. Knockback on strength greater than 5. Oh, yeah, that's not too bad. Plus 2 break. Okay, that is good. We're going to get that. And knockback on strength. Oh, less than 5. Strength less than 5. Well, how often are we going to need to knock someone back when they're not very strong? I don't think that's a good buy. Let's save our renown for later, I think. Alright. Gate. You approach the gate where hundreds of people have gathered. In the trodden, bloody space in front of the doors, several pin-cushioned bodies lie unclaimed, as though they simply belonged there. Archers up on the walls make it clear that nobody will be getting in. Men and women below intermittently call for mercy and reason when they're not flinging stones and curses. Either, did you really expect to push these gates open? Find out more from the crowd. Shout at the guards on the wall. Leave the gates and try something else. Shout at the guards on the wall. We're from Skogga. Open the gates. You shout to the archers, not expecting much. You get as much response as you expected. Okay, fair enough. Find out more from the crowd. You spend an hour talking to different people who all have the same story. A couple days ago, the chieftain shut himself in, closed the gates and refused any more refugees. They've got huge stores of supplies in there too, adds one man. They're just hoarding them. Try to push through the front gates. Yeah, alright. I'm willing to try, grunts Ivor, despite sizing up doors that look like they could hold back an army. And when men start shooting arrows and pouring out to stop you, then you kill them, he says. You're not sure this is the most sound plan. Okay, give it a shot. Ivor slings his shield over his back. He steps up to the gates alone. Archers above watch. More curious than anything else, Ivor plants his feet and puts his shoulder against the massive door. Aside from a long wooden creak, nothing is happening. Then, unbelievably, the doors start trembling. The archers shout, more to those inside the walls than out. The creaking becomes louder, then a crack, and then the doors part slightly. Help him, you shout to the rest of the caravan. When you look back again, you see that nearly everyone is thrown in to push. The gate finally succumbs under your combined effort, and you find yourself face to face with dumbfounded guards. You bark at the mob to attack. Alright, here we go. Well, we gotta get in those walls, don't we? Sometimes the scenery that's around here is really good. And we got all of our crowd here and big gates. Yeah, that's sick. So good. Anyway, all right. So let's bring Alette back. We'll bring him up. And she can come back down over here as well, I think. Yeah. Let's go there. Ivor can step forward and turn. Right. Where do you go? Alright. Alright, so he goes next. So what we're going to do here is let's move. Let's bring him to here. Attack. And let's, right. Oh, I misclicked. Anyway. That was a mistake. I wanted to do a bit more damage to him then. Anyway. Alright, bring you up here. And turn. He's going to come down. Alright. You come up here. And turn. You're going to come down and shoot. Alright, you come up here. And bloody flail this guy. Right, he's gonna break. I'll let you come up here. And yeah, okay, so you attack here. And yeah, get rid of some of his strength. Because Ivor's starting to look a little bit weak there. Yeah, alright. Let's get rid of some of his strength. Okay, Ivor's not looking good. Oof. Ivor's really not looking good. Alright. You're going to be going next, I think. Alright, so actually, no, let's break down a whole bunch of your armor. Right, because then you're going to shoot Ivor though. Yeah, okay. Saw that one coming. Alright, so now it's old mate over here. So let's take down some of his strength. Alright, you can, no, you bloody flail him. Alright, that was all shield, but at least it was 5 points of it, so that's good. Alright, you, who's going next? You're going next. Let's knock his strength down. He's forced to damage shields now. Alright. Let's... Which one's that? That's that one. You know what? I'm not really worried about that archer for now, so let's attack and kill this guy. That gets him out of the running. Archer goes... Oh, okay, that was a big hit. This guy's going next. Alright, so can you attack? No. You move to here. And then you attack this guy, killing him. Alright. You're still breaking shields. So what do we got here? 8, 4. You know what? I want you to come up here and I want you to attack this one. Yeah, and take down her damage. Because we don't want her to be able to kill this guy. Oh, 7! Bloody hell. I can't. I'm not going to be able to do anything with this guy. And I don't want him to... Alright, so you're going to... You're just going to get out of the battle because I don't want 2 people down and end turn. Alright, here we go. You know what, you can come out of the battle too and end turn. She's going to try and... Oh, she's going to kill you anyway. Oof, that was lucky. Alright. 4 for him. Well, that gets another kill. She's going to now kill him. Damn it. Alright. Yeah, okay. For doing that, you get an axe to the face. Sorry, love. Bang. I've got a couple of guys down. Couple of guys down. Alec got a promotion. Rookie's ready for a promotion. Ivor's been injured. Mogun's been injured. Hogan's still good. Continue. Guards who aren't lying at your feet run. A crowd of men and women scurry into the city while they have the chance, but it's only moments before a man wearing all black approaches with many more axemen at his back. Oh, here we go. We might be in a double fight here. Nah. Ekiel. What in the depths are you doing? Letting ourselves in. I see that. I'm very impressed. But all those people you just let in here, dead. All those women and children with you, dead. And thanks for killing the only ones holding this place together, Skull. What are you talking about? The man orders his guards to get the doors closed again before more refugees notice. If I knew there were fighters and a Varl outside, I would have brought you in. I'm Ekiel. I'm in charge here. You heard about the chieftain? We heard he's hiding out in the Great Hall. Oh really? Think you mean hiding out in a grave? He's eating worms, if that wasn't clear. What happened here? Soon as they heard Dredge were coming, anyone who couldn't swing an axe got one to the head. That's the short story anyway. At least 3 clans in here warring over turf and food, and the worst are the godforsaken Varl. He eyes Ivor and shrugs with exaggeration as if simply stating the obvious. We're in more danger here than out there. Look, I was in charge here before things went to crap. You've got some people who can fight, you've got a Varl who apparently has the strength of a god. I can keep your flock safe in the Great Hall. You fight for me and take back Frostvellr. I don't take sides. Too hard to tell when the good guys have become the bad. Fine. Cut these sheep loose and watch your own asses. What do I care? All I want to do right now is get out of these damn streets. Think carefully about what you want. We'll join you for now. Something does seem shaky about this dude. We'll fend for ourselves inside Frostvellr. We're not staying here. Let us out. You know what? We'll fend for ourselves. You can feel Ekel sizing you up on the spot, his hand hovering near his axe. He snorts through his nose, changing his mind. Good luck then. Hope we don't meet again fighting for the same scraps. With the gates closed, Ekel and his men disappear down dark alleys. Hope we know what we're doing. Yeah, so do I. Making it up as we go, Arbor. Chapter 3. Little did they sleep. Alright, okay, so it looks like we're going back over to, what was his name? Harkin, that's the name of that guy. Mogga. Harkin, we're back. I was able to get about as many warriors from Strand as you wanted, and more weapons, extra supplies too. You perk up. Just now realizing Mogga has been talking to you. Since Vognir died, everyone has been looking to you to make the decisions. It's exhausting. Harkin? I heard you. What were you saying? Sorry, just tired. Go on. Let's say... Sorry, just tired. Go on. I was saying the Varl we sent to Strand have returned. The governor gave us most of what we wanted. Good enough. Much resistance from the governor? Some. I don't think he was happy about us buying his fighters using his own money. He also insisted we take on a lackey of his to watch over his property. A man named Eric. Eirik. I met him. He seemed competent enough. Regardless, the governor will have to get over it unless he wants Dredge crawling through his streets. We put down every slag that has wandered through here while you were gone. Enough flapping at mouths then. Yeah, Luden, shut up. You're sure that wound is healed, Luden? I agree. Enough has already gone wrong. If something happens to the Prince on a mission of peace, the Alliance would rot. Or worse. Yeah, right, Luden. Return to Strand. Go home. Nah. Luden makes his own decisions. Vognir is dead. There's no reason to stay. You know what? Luden makes his own decisions. We would only be made to do this again later, and I will not suffer it all a second time. Either take us through the wandering road, or do your job and slaughter some dredge. Luden turns abruptly with a scowl, and he stamps back to his ring of tents and followers. Wandering road's not an option with this many. I could crush that boy's skull with one hand. If Luden won't be deterred, you'll have to deal with it. Don't let Luden get to you. Let's go. I'm sick of looking at this dump. What do I tell the warriors, Hakon? Tell them to be cautious, no more losses. Tell them we cover the mountainside in dredge bodies. Tell them we don't stop until Schlid is retaken. Let's say, tell them to be cautious, no more losses. Will do. Give the word and we'll set off. Alrighty. Okay, so we've got 2 people to talk to here, and we've got leave heroes. Okay, so let's talk. Hakon, I'd asked how you're dealing with Vognir's death, but I already know the answer. Do you? Steady old Moga, which is good. I know most of these Varl, but they're not under my command. They come to follow Vognir. Tell you the truth, I wouldn't want to be in your position either. Anything else you can tell me about the caravan? Haven't you ever wanted to be in command? You think we're walking into a death trap? Let's get back to it. Let's say, yeah, you think we're walking into a death trap. This many Varl? No, we should be alright. Things could get rough though. I don't like being the one to send Varl to their deaths. I like worrying about myself, and that's the extent of it. Who would have expected Vognir to drop like that to a couple of slag? I'm still wondering what happened. He had hundreds of dead slag to his name. I don't get it. Just happens sometimes. No big moment. I'm sure it surprised him even more than us. Although, I have to wonder. Nah, never mind. Anyway, I'll worry about the warriors. You worry about not doing something stupid. That's asking a lot. What were you holding back about Vognir? I'd rather not say, Hakon. Why not? It's the kind of thing that gets stuck in your head, and you need a clear one. It's better if you let me worry about it. If you say so, keep it to yourself. If there's a reason to bring it up again, I will. Alright, anything more you can tell me about the caravan? Throw together this many Varl. Half of them want to hit each other, the rest want to be left alone. Anyone I should keep an eye on? There's a couple of clan leaders trying to show off for each other. Not a big deal. I've got it under control. The fighters we just got from Strand aren't bad, but they're unruly. Give it a few days. And there are a few moaning about fighting for you instead of Vognir. Those are the ones to worry about. What about Luden's men? They don't want to hear anything from me, I know that. Any problems? Could be. Luden's pet Varl is named Bercy. I'm not sure where he came from or what his deal is. Bastard knows how to fight, but there's something I don't like about him. His girl in red is scary too, Ursa. She's probably the best fighter Luden's got, to be honest. I overheard that some Varl call her the Witch. Why? The flaming arrows, I think. It's a good trick, but the fire upsets our Varl more than the dredge. Still doesn't make much sense. Witch? They're not scholars, Hakon. I think they're mostly just afraid of her. That makes more sense. Don't let her find out. I suppose there's only one more thing to ask. Haven't you ever wanted to be in command? More than I am? Any more rope and I'd hang myself. I like this guy. I doubt that. I forget, you weren't around back then. At one point I had more rope. I hung myself. So no, I'm not interested in command. It's all yours. Thanks. Let's get back to it. Let me know if you need anything else. I will. Right, now we've got Uben to talk to. Arkham, you knew him well, didn't you? Bognir? No. Well, I don't know. I remember him. Always rushing around with some important business, but I never knew him. Never got a chance to talk much. Longer than I did, in any case. I suppose so. When we spoke, Varl listened. When he spoke, Varl listened. I knew that. I could use help there. The scrivener leans back, considering the sentiment. I've seen worse. They respect you for your ability to swing an axe. They need to respect you for your actions. But you're not talking to the Varl, right? Mulga's got some skill there. Most I can do is hold a quill. Apologies. What are you always putting down in that journal? I've heard you were a terror in your day. What do you suppose happened to the sun? Get some rest. I've heard you were a terror in your day. Do you know how old I am? Dare I ask? I'm competing, you know. Nobody knows how old we Varl can get, naturally. There's one by the name of Snorri. He's got a few years on me. Just hunkers in Grofheim collecting rhyme. Bastard might actually beat me. Another one named Krumer is close, I think, but the addled son of a bitch still welcomes a fight. He'll probably be off before I am, although the scrivener gestures around him as if to remind you of the current situation. You chuckle. Anyway, point is, what difference does it make? I'm just a delivery baron for Jorunda now. Can't remember half of what I've done. Hence the journal. Hence, don't get fancy on my behalf, Arkin. Okay, I won't. What are you always putting down in that journal? How do you mean? What do I write? I write what happens. They've got a banner in Arborang for that, you know. You mean the long banner? Yes, the Menders wove up something that writes in its own history. You want my opinion? I don't trust it. No? It tells a broad story. I think there's some value in the narrow. Whose story does it write? Mine? Theirs? Luden's? Gods forbid. Ha, you relic. The gods have been dead a long time. Oh, have they? Old habits, I suppose. What do you suppose happened to the sun? Gods, how should I know? Never seen something like this before. Are you worried? Some of the Varl in the caravan think the world's coming to an end. Others think it's the best thing that could happen. No more black months. I'll take it. If it's the end, I'm ready. What about the rest of us? To the depths with you. That's great. Alright, get some rest. I've hoofed more hills than a horse born with a grudge. Don't worry about me. Alright. Well, another half hour gone by. So yeah, I think that's probably a good place to leave off. In the next episode, hopefully we see a bit of action with these guys. So yeah, thanks for joining me today, especially if you've made it through to the end. Please like the video if you've been enjoying the story. Consider subscribing if you'd like to continue on this adventure, and as always, feel free to leave a comment if you would like to give some feedback, or if you just want to say hi, that's all good too. Hope you all have a good day. Never stop loving life.